I think this is the first Daniel Radcliffe movie that I have seen since Harry Potter. Huh. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my new college dorm. I will be getting into that more in an update video, which I'm going to put out after this video. So just know that this is not the permanent setup that I'll be using for future videos for the rest of the year. Today I'm going to be talking about the movie What If? This stars Daniel Radcliffe, Zoe Kazan. This is a romantic comedy. It's basically about a guy named Wallace, who is played by Daniel Radcliffe, and he ends up falling in love with this girl named Chantry. She has a boyfriend who she has had for 5 years, and so Wallace is in a very difficult situation because he becomes best friends with this person, but as he becomes best friends with her, he is also falling in love with her. So that creates a very awkward situation for him for a good chunk of the movie. And it is a very cute movie. It's very romantic comedy-esque. There are a ton of funny parts in this movie. I found myself laughing hysterically numerous times in this movie just because it was just really funny or really awkward, or just the dialogue was hilarious in this film, and it just worked really well in that regard. The movie also focuses on something of an interesting premise, which I think will relate to a lot of people who are going through these types of things, such as having feelings for someone who is already in a committed relationship with another person. Just kind of how you deal with that. Do you make a move and try to break up the two people for your own pleasure and desire, or do you just kind of stick it out, be a good friend to that person who you're in love with, and just kind of ride it out as far as it'll go? It kind of deals with both these questions, and part of this is with Adam Driver's character, Adam. He's the best friend of Wallace, and he does a lot of that type of stuff. He is kind of the confidant, and he's also the key component for a lot of the funny scenes that are in this movie when it's related to the dialogue. He is just a kind of an interesting character and kind of the standout comedian of the movie. Daniel Radcliffe, he does a really good job in the movie. Like I said before, I haven't really seen him in anything in particular since Harry Potter, so this was kind of my first outing. He's very charming, he's very witty, and he's really cool to see on the screen in a comedy, and I'm really excited to see him in Horns at the end of October. That looks phenomenal. Zoe Kazan, I haven't really seen her in anything that I can remember, but she also did a really good job. She was very emotional when she needed to be, and very hysterical when she needed to be, and there's a lot of sarcastic, witty dialogue that is in this movie, which I really enjoyed listening to, because you see these two characters talking together, and it's just a lot of sarcasm going back and forth, and that is partly how I think when I talk, and so it just kind of related to me a lot better in that regard. The movie is also somewhat realistic, just in terms of what Daniel Radcliffe's character does in these situations, and just how he deals with that type of stuff. The only real issue that I had with the movie is that it might have been a tad long. It seemed like it could have ended a few times, and it just didn't. There are reasons for this, because there is a little bit more to tell. It just seemed like it could have ended a little bit sooner than it did. That was my only real issue with it. Overall, the movie is actually quite good. I definitely recommend it if you like romantic comedies, if you're a fan of Daniel Radcliffe. He, like I said, he does really good in this movie. And I ended up really enjoying it. I laughed a whole lot of times in this movie, and so yeah, it's just a good time if you're looking for something cute and fun to see at some point. I think the movie's almost out of theaters at this point, though. It wasn't in my home theater over the summer, so that's why I haven't seen it now instead of then. So there is that. But if you can find it in theaters still, definitely check it out. I highly recommend it, and it's well worth your time. That is my thoughts on What If. Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below down here. Did you like What If more than I did? Did you despise it more than I did? Let me know. Also, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.